So behind me, I'm with a new brand called Ito to see the M5. Honestly thought I was here to see the SERES, but they've changed the name of the shop. So let's find out what's going on with this car. As you can see behind me, this is the SF5, and this is originally a SERES. It's still branded as SERES, and they have an ongoing partnership with Huawei, which is why the Ito is kind of over there, hidden behind everything else. I'm sure they'll rebrand that at some point, but this is the SF5. This is the range extender version, not the EV version, which is a bit of a shame. It's got a very striking front end with these LED lights. I have seen a few of these round, and they do really stand out on the road. It's pretty standard kind of SUV thing. The range extender version does 0 to 60 in 4.6 seconds or 4.8 seconds, range about 600 kilometers with that range extender as well. This is black. It's also a very dusty showroom car. Anyway, let's have a get closer look around the outside of this. So this car actually has quite an interesting backstory because jointly developed between the US and China, originally for the US and Chinese markets, but they've only sold it in China so far. The battery tech is developed in Japan. It's all a little bit confusing. Now, I don't think they're doing especially well. In fact, just behind the camera there, I've seen they've taken off the SERES logo, maybe ready for the Ito logo. But anyway, this is the car here today. They're selling this in China, 230,000 RMB. It's got a really interesting boot opening, so let's have a quick look at that. So I've got the back end of the car here, and they've got a nice little button here to open the boot. Pretty decent boot in there. He didn't tell me how litres it is though, so not very useful. But you know, you get enough in there, and they've got a fourth floor which helps as well, and you can fold down the back seats flat as well. Pretty standard stuff really. And then if we go into the back seats, there's quite a lot of comfort in here. You know, it is pretty well made, lots of no smoking signs. And if we just jump in the back here, I mean, the seat comfort level is high, let's just say that. So I'm on the interior of the SF5, and I'm a little bit confused because I'm in a SERES and not in an Ito. So this is Ito signage on the outside, but I'm in the SERES, and they've got an Ito cardboard cutout in the showroom and a man following me around. But I'm sitting in a SERES car. Doesn't make much sense to me. But anyway, we're here, and this is a not bad interior. The screen is massive. It's huge. Probably biggest I've ever seen. I've managed to put all the controls in English, which is great. So it does mean, obviously, it has been set up for an international market, a US market. Everything here is pretty clear. It doesn't really push the boat out. The only nice thing is the feeling of this leather or pleather. It smells quite nice. As well. Doesn't break any grounds in here. There's some nice blue lighting. I can change the colour of the lighting obviously, and I have got a massive glass roof above me, which is helping with the feeling of space in here. Standard kind of 5 seats, all leather, tiny back windows which I don't think are particularly great, but then you know, this is not an expensive car. It's about 220,000 230,000 RMB, so not bad at all. I've got a little spinny dial for my drive modes. That's quite basic. It's plasticky, but it's pretty solid plastic. Doesn't feel rattly or not very nice. I think this is actually the range extender version because it's got a reservoir port, which means you can put petrol in here. So unfortunately it's not the electric only version. They do have that, which has a NEDC range of 310 miles. Which is first I've ever heard NEDC said in miles instead of kilometers. I have seen a few of these on the street, so they are selling. So this is my steering wheel. It's a big SERES logo on it. It's not actually that big. It's quite a nice little size. Standard position for all the dials. Good amount of buttons on here that I can actually press, and a pretty clear screen up here, which is easy to read, and I can actually change the design of that to make it easier. Other than that, it's pretty featureless in here. There's not a lot else to talk about. Now this is the screen I was telling you about. I've got my rather pixelated, grubby looking car here. I've got my different modes like sports mode, speed mode, eco mode. What's the difference between sport and speed mode? Who knows? Anyway, normal mode. 4 modes! Ridiculous. Anyway, I can open my boot from here. I can open my charging port from here, just down here. Pre-refuel, not sure what that is. Reservoir port, open the fuel. I think that's to the range extender. We go into home. Am I home? I'm already in home. Go to quick control. Quick control, I've got a few other settings here like front radar, auto hold, lane assist, child lock, lots of different kind of seat settings as well, and what music I'm playing. Here we are. So this menu, this is all now in English. I've set it up for that. It was in Chinese before. Vehicle's got an interesting setting down here. Change the colour of the interior lighting using a colour wheel, which is kind of interesting. So as I'm changing that, you see the lights changing colour? It's probably flashing because video doesn't record it very well, but that's quite a nice, cool feature. A little bit pointless, but that's nice. I've got all my seat settings. I've got ADAS controlled as well. The only thing about this screen is it's got quite a lot of ghosting. So if you do that, it kind of ghosts a little bit, which is a bit distracting. That could do with a little bit of improvement in here. Then if I come over here, I've got my dashboard controls over here, saying how much range I've got left. It's got obviously the self-driving features as well. If you're thinking that's the Ito behind me, you're right. But it's not quite what it seems. Oh, it's not real. So I hope you've enjoyed this walk around of the SERES car. I think this might be the last time we see this. I think this showroom is going to completely rebrand as Ito in about a week. So all of this will change completely to have a different car. This might be the last we'll actually see of this showroom like this. Anyway, until next time, thank you very much.